Hey everyone, welcome back. So, after a crazy late spring frost, which was actually a record, and a late spring snow, which was also a record, we had some crazy weather that, if you're not following the Portland weather, we had a snow about last week, and it was the latest snow that was ever recorded, but you know, the recording history only goes back 80 years, so as far as we know, in the last 80 years, it's never happened. So anyway, spring is here. It's a nice 60-degree day today, and I'm working on some drought-resistant annuals. Specifically, this is called sorghum, and the variety is Baiichi, I think is how you pronounce this. It's from Adaptive Seeds, and these are a relative of corn. They are popular in Africa as a subsistence crop, calorie crop, and they're supposedly very drought resistant. So with the annual drought that we have here from, you know, roughly, well, it depends every year, but it could be from May until September, watering things gets pretty challenging. So I'm going to try this year to implement a more drought-resistant annual garden. I'm starting with sorghum. I'm going to start these in, this is a 128 cell tray. I'm going to take all these and push them down like a 1/4 inch deep, I think it says, and then I'm going to put some more compost over top of it. And then step 2, which should probably be either tomorrow or next week, I'm going to get amaranth going in another 128 cell tray. And then later, once it warms up in hopefully May, I'll get some millet going. It's going to be a lot of greens this year, and the reason I'm trying them is because specifically millet, amaranth, and sorghum are pretty drought resistant, and I've noticed over behind the apple hedge there in the backyard that we get kind of like I think it's called pigweed. It's a wild amaranth relative that just shows up every year. So if you're doing a Fukuoka style replace the weeds type garden, since we have relatives of amaranth just growing wild, that's a good indicator that other relatives of amaranth, or specifically amaranth itself, might grow well here on this site. So I'm going to try and do that, and while I'm working on that, checking out the hummingbirds who are fighting over priority access to the currant flowers over here. So you can see this little guy, or girl, I don't know which one. They're visiting every little flower, which is pretty cool. And they're also fighting over access over the gumi here. You see this flowering underneath of the chestnut tree? The gumi there, currant bushes there. Very popular with the hummingbirds this year. And man, they flower like crazy. If you look at them, we can kind of step in closer. They seem to put out like way more flowers than they need. It's interesting. Let's check this out real quick. Yeah, see, they've got like tons of flowers, and at each node there's like a couple. So maybe it's just the strategy here is to put out too many flowers and then drop the fruits you don't need. But these fruit pretty heavily, and they're tasty and they make a nice jam. So yeah, anyway, I'm gonna stop being distracted and get back to the seed planting, and then I'm gonna do amaranth next. And that's probably as much bending over as my back is gonna handle for now. Anyway, hope your spring is going well. I think the next thing I'm going to check out is probably the persimmons in a week or so, once they've fully leafed out. They're thinking about it, but the late spring frost kind of slowed everything down. Alright, talk to you next time.